Hello, I am here to announce to the world a new grassroots, consumer revolt, moral majority, ethics council, game activist movement called FunGate. Here at FunGate, we stand for many things. For the betterment of games, game culture, game making, and game socialization, but our primary concerns are the creative integrity of games and game developing, the equal allowance of representation in games, and the fair and ethical practices in games journalism. So let I, the newly appointed Grand Super Imperial Aryan Wizard, carefully lay out FunGate's goals in each of the three subjects. Obviously, the creative freedom of developers is of prime concern to us at FunGate. Therefore, we will be enacting several measures to make sure that every developer is allowed to make whatever game they want, however they want it, that we enable them to do. And since every dev wants their game to be either Call of Duty, Candy Crush, or Clash of Clans, from henceforth, all games will now be sequels, remakes, prequels, or spin-offs of Call of Duty, Candy Crush, or Clash of Clans. If dissent were to arise from this clearly ideal marketing towards primary demographics, then we at FunGate will enact whatever strategy we need to stop it. Because what we care about at FunGate is making sure the vocal minority never usurps the will of the majority of players. Games are for everyone, and that means that every game must appeal to the maximum amount of people, which in turn will make games completely fair and equal. Representation in games has always been an issue we behind FunGate have always been desperate to tackle, for you see, the majority of white straight male gamers have continually found themselves oppressed at the continued forcing of so-called angry minorities into games such as women, queers, Negroes, Hispanics, Indians, and the Irish. Therefore, we aim to make sure that each and every distinct group receives its fair allotment of representation without disturbing the status quo. To this end, FunGate will be enacting a completely impartial appointed committee of FunGate members that will consider requests from all senders about the narrative, character, and artistic qualities of games, which we will send to the developers when it is time to make their games. But Grand Super Imperial Aryan Wizard, I can hear you say, doesn't that contradict your claim that you will not interfere with the game-making process? Well, don't you worry, little Jimmy. We fully recognize that developers are not perfect beings. They already know what the results of the data that will be collected by our committee will be. But we all know many of them may need the occasional reminder from FunGate, as game-making can be a very stressful and time-consuming process. But hey, thank you for asking. And if you or anyone else ever have any questions regarding FunGate practices, please contact our questionnaire line and leave your callback number, social insurance number, address, postal code, date of birth, and full legal name, so we may dispatch a representative to take care of you. And finally, we come to what we at FunGate believe to be the most important and vital measure of our creed, protecting the fair and ethical practices of games journalism. We have heard several thousand million reports of sexual favors, colluding friendships, and alternative view reports that are polluting the pureness of games journalism. Therefore, FunGate will immediately begin enacting governmental and societal measures to curtail all current journalism in favor of continual reports of Metacritic averages. This is unfortunately a drastic measure we need to take to make sure women do not use their lady parts to get good reviews, that buddy-buddiness does not lead to collusion, and reviewers do not create unobjective opinions by considering aspects outside the pure gameplay and graphical specs on display. By switching to a pure Metacritic standard, we can have pure objectivity and impartialness in game reviewing, and to make sure that outside influences do not swarm the service, only scores submitted by approved registered members of FunGate will be used to calculate quality. This benefits everyone, even journalists, as it leaves all with just more time to shut up and play video games, which in the end is exactly why we are fighting for gaming advancement. I hope you enjoyed our presentation. This has been the Grand Super Imperial Aryan Wizard of Fungate, urging you to pledge unequivocal allegiance to Fungate. Or else!